Hey guys, PikaWu here, bringing you another Wi-Fi battle against Xenon3120. I met him at a stream, and I asked him for a battle, and he accepted, so yeah, that was pretty cool, and this was a underused tier match. And yeah, a couple of people have been asking me to post this, but I don't think it was a really great battle, because it was really hacksy and pretty unfair, so... But since people wanted me to post it, I'll post it anyways, so yeah. So Xenon sends out his Rhyperior, and I send out my Scyther, and that's not a good matchup for me, so I just U-turn out. And I U-turn out into my Blastoise, because that is a pretty good counter to this Rhyperior as he sets up rocks. I go for the Surf, predicting a Ghost-type Pokemon, since I don't want a Rapid Spin right off the bat. But he goes into his Milotic, which means he doesn't have any Ghost Pokemon. The best thing he has is the Hidden Power Grass, so I'm not fearing that, and I just go for the Rapid Spin, since I know I can survive 2 Hidden Power Grass. Um, he goes for the Surf twice, over predicting, probably, predicting me to go into a ground Pokemon, predicting a Hidden Power Electric. But I just go for the Toxic, and that's really nice, since I get continuous damage after this Milotic. I go into my Venusaur, because it can take a hidden power electric or grass or the surf, so yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, he withdraws here and goes into his Moltres, and I predict that, and I go for the sleep powder. Those are one of those predictions where if I don't predict right, I look like a complete retard, but I do hit that, which is really nice. Go into my Magmortar, because I have the T-Bolt, and yeah, I know he's going to switch into his Rhyperior, predicting the T-Bolt, so I go for the Hidden Power Ice, and that was really great for me, and I go for the Hidden Power Ice again, because I thought he was just going to Death Fodder his Rhyperior, but he ended up not Death Foddering it, so yeah, it's not... So he goes into his Milotic, and I go into my Blastoise, predicting him to go into his Moltres, predicting me to go into my Venusaur. And now he goes back to his Milotic as I go into my Absol, getting a free switch into my Absol. So yeah, that was really nice. I go for the Swords Dance because I know I can get a free Swords Dance up since I do have the Focus Sash, and I don't really need the Focus Sash anyway since I survive a 47 HP. And right here I go for the Night Slash, and I know that it won't kill since most Milotics can survive, cause Night Slash does around like 60 to 75%. I go for the Night Slash again. I know that won't kill since he has the Marvel Scare, but I end up getting a crit, which sucked so much, which is so stupid, since then he would have been able to kill my Absol, and it wouldn't have been like troublesome for him. And I go for the Night Slash, predicting the sub. Go for the Night Slash again as he tries to sub, predicting a Sucker Punch. And right here, I go for the sub again because I don't want a Sucker Punch here because that would have been retarded. Since if I did kill off his Alakazam, it'll be all because of hacks, which is really stupid. And yeah, I go for the U-turn here, predicting a switch out, and he goes into his Moltres, and Blastoise is a pretty good counter here. And yeah, I go for the... what do I go? Oh, he goes into his Venusaur as I go for the Surf. Yeah, I wanted to see what other Pokemon he had that could counter my Blastoise since his Milotic is dead. I just roared just to see what type of Venusaur this is, and it's a Cedar, so now I know it's a Cedar. And he goes into his, I roar him out into his Hitmonlee, go for the Surf again, hoping he wouldn't stay in, but he does stay in. And yeah, now don't know what he has, so yeah, I just switch out into my own Venusaur, because my Venusaur can pretty much wall his Venusaur, and I go for the Sludge Bomb because that's pretty good. It's a pretty good move, and it's stab, and Venusaur doesn't resist it. And he goes for the Hidden Power Fire. The Sludge Bomb does a pretty good amount, showing me that's not a max special bulky Venusaur. Goes for the Hidden Power Fire, that doesn't do much. Just wanted to switch into my Blastoise just to make sure it was Hidden Power Fire. And also, just in case he switched into his Moltres, then he goes for the Toxic. As I go for the Venusaur, and I go back into my Blastoise, hoping he would switch into his Moltres again because I know that the Sludge Bomb cannot even 5-hit KO this Moltres, so if he switched down to a Moltres and I stayed in, that would have really been bad. And I just roar here, and he predicts his the Venusaur switch back in, and I roar him out because I don't want to deal with him, and I go into my Magmortar here, predicting him to go back to his Venusaur. And now I know his last move is Protect, so that's not great for me, and I go back to my Venusaur as he goes for the Leech Seed. And at this point, I know my Venusaur is faster and can wall because my Venusaur is max special defense and 56 speed EVs. And with this 56 speed EVs, I can wall pretty much every set of Venusaur, and I beat off every set with Sleep Powder since I do have the Lumberry, and I do outspeed all my low ticks except for Life or my low ticks. So yeah, I get a crit here, and that doesn't really matter, it just quickens up the stall. But yeah, that's just really annoying for him, and I go for the Sludge Bomb here. I don't Synthesis because I'll just look like a total asshole, like healing off all the damage he did. So yeah, I didn't heal off. I just leave my Venusaur at Death Fodder. But that ended up not like working for me because he ends up waking up with his Moltres, and yeah, and he just roosts off all his damage, which was like lol, since yeah, I wanted him to kill me. And yeah, he will kill me this turn with an Air Slash. So yeah, my Venusaur dies here. And yeah, I could have survived if I healed up, but I didn't. And now he swaggers here. So yeah, that was a good move on his part. And I go for the Surf. And I do hit through the confusion, which is really nice. And it doesn't quite kill, which probably means he has invested special defense or HP EVs. And now I go for the Duck Trio here, predicting his Roost. Yeah, and now he has to switch out, which is really nice. So he switches into his Magnitude, protecting the Stone Edge. But at that point, it's Death Fodder, since I can't do anything, because I have EQ. And I EQ, and that takes out the Rhyperior, so yeah, that's really nice. He probably switched into his Magnitude, predicting my guy to be choiced, but it's not, so that's really nice. He goes for the Stone Edge, predicting me to switch into the Scyther, because my Scyther 4 times resists the close combat, but I just switch out, or I just stay in. I thought I could live that, but I don't, and yeah, I go for the Aerial Ace, because none of his pokes resist Aerial Ace anymore, so yeah. So he just leaves his Alakazam as Death Fodder. Now he has his Moltres, and I go for the Aerial Ace, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which shows me his last move is Will-O-Wisp, which is pretty annoying, but whatever. And he cripples my Scyther as he roosts up, and I know at this point I cannot kill this what is this, Moltres with T-Bolt, and yeah, so I T-Bolt, and I do get the Parahax and the first turn Paralyzed, which is so stupid, because he probably would have swaggered me and roosted and would have been stalled, but I T-Bolt, and yeah. Now his last Pokemon is Mr. Kikli. I go for the T-Bolt for damage, and yeah, he misses his Stone Edge, but at that point, it doesn't even matter since I have so many things to take down this. Hitmonlee, so yeah, that was pretty unlucky on his part, so yeah, hope we can battle again sometimes without all that hacks, because that was a pretty lame battle, so yeah. Hope we can battle again, maybe in the NU tier. So yeah, peace out, guys.